Hello and welcome to FatbossTV.
Hello.
Today me and Alex are looking at something slightly different compared to the other two videos we've uploaded so far, looking at Warlords of Draenor. We're looking at some of the new UI elements and some of the updates they've done to the game. Yeah,
because there's a lot of them, so they're kind of all mismatched everywhere, so we're kind of just throwing it all together in one video for you guys to look at, because there's lots of cool things.
Yeah, there's a couple of updates that seem to be moving the game in the right direction. And to start off, we're going to be looking at the new mount tab. It's obviously, it looks at first glance the same as the old mount tab. However, you can now favorite mounts.
Yeah.
You do that by right-clicking them, set favorite. As you can see in the top right-hand corner of this window, there is a new button. You can drag this down onto your UI somewhere, and every time you click it, it will pick one of the random favorite mounts.
Yeah, so say you just pick all your favorite mounts all together, so you right-click them, but the thing is, it's nice to have a different mount each time, so you're not using the same mount all the time as you're doing your questing and stuff.
Leveling in Mr. Pandaria, I did actually have a bar just for mounts, because I was bored of using the same one every time.
I didn't go that far, I just kind of put up with it, to be honest.
Well, this way I don't need to do that.
Yeah,
I can just have one button that summons a random mount.
So it's pretty good, yeah. And you can put when you put flying mounts into this bar, and you're only in a ground mount area. So say you put ashes on it or something, it just won't pick that.
Yeah.
And when you are in a flying you're in a flying zone, it will only pick flying mounts. So if you do want to use a ground mount in a flying zone, you can't really do that with this system. You have to go and actually find it and click on it, which is I don't really know how they'll work around that, to be honest. But that's one of the limitations of it. Also on the mount UI, if you actually go over each individual mount now, it shows the ones that are grayed out for you and actually tells you roughly where to get it, like you do with the pet tab, which is pretty cool. At the moment on the actual alpha, it just says unknown for everything, because alpha is alpha. But I think that's really cool. So if you did go through all the lists and you see, oh, look at that really cool mount, I wonder where you get that from, it just tells you in game.
Yeah, it saves you logging in onto your favorite fan site and finding exactly where it drops.
Exactly. So I think that's a really, really nice system, just like with the pet tab, which is completely unchanged on the alpha.
Yeah, the pet tab, nothing different. However, there is a completely new tab, which is the toy box tab. So within this toy box tab, it's going to contain all your in-game toys, basically vanity items. So any items that change your character cosmetically, such as Orb of Deception or the Ogre suit or anything like that, you will find it in this tab in the future, which means it's not going to sit in your bags and it's not going to sit in your bank and be annoying. And also this system does work across your entire account.
So that's really, really good. So say you got a bunch of random stuff all over the place, it's all within this UI now. So if you want to use your train set, you can use your train set on anyone now and annoy the hell out of everyone.
Exactly.
So awesome news. I'm really happy about that.
And of course, there's only 105 items in here now, but I'm pretty damn sure that it'll be more than 105 once it does hit live.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, it's a really, really nice system. But at the moment, there isn't actually an heirloom tab, because that was kind of announced at BlizzCon at the same time.
Yep.
Well, I can't really find it anyway. Maybe you need to actually have an heirloom.
I did actually try to get an heirloom, but it's a bit of a pain because you need to farm justice points.
Kind of hard on the alpha. But at the moment, we can't really find it. But when we do find it, of course, we will show that off.
And there was talks of a tabard tab.
Tabard tab,
which doesn't actually exist in the game just yet. If they actually introduce it, nobody really knows. They haven't really made an official announcement about it. It's sort of been rumoured more than anything else. Devs have said, they were considering it. But if they bring that in as well, I don't see why not. If it can work the exact same way that these ones work, why the hell not?
Yeah, I would think it would be really, really nice to have, even though I don't have a lot of tabards, I know a lot of people who have, hundreds, especially from, the early days, in vanilla and stuff, when you had all those cool tabards back then. I imagine people would love to be able to use them now, so that's pretty cool that if they did implement that, so we'll have to see.
And it would also allow you to use your TCG tabards on other characters rather than them being stuck on one character.
Yeah, that's true as well,
So another window that has been changed is the Dungeon Journal.
Yeah.
It's not a major update. Essentially, all they've done is that on the Overview tab, so of any boss encounter or any 5-man boss or whatever, if you click on it and you go on the Overview tab, there's now short instructions for DPS, healers, and tanks, what they should be doing in the fight. Little tips, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much it's kind of like a summary of what the mechanics are. You can easily work it out. So, say if you're on Garrosh and, you go to the DPS tab, it'll be like, oh, make sure you kill the siege engineers. It's nothing major. It's, stuff that you can easily work out just by reading it. But it's kind of nice to have, I think, because of, say you read the whole journal, say you read the whole of Garrosh on Heroic, or you read the whole of Paragons even on bloody Looking for Raid, that shit's still scary. It's a fucking novel by itself. So having that little tip thing just to give you a very brief summary, maybe a little bit of a reminder just before you pull the boss, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, you could argue that it's just simplifying the game even more and making it even more obvious. When the Dungeon Journal first came out, there was a big uproar, but now everyone seems to love it. So maybe this new addition to it will be good for the community. I'm not too sure myself. I don't think it's completely necessary, but I do understand that if you don't know anything about boss encounter and you do read through all the abilities, it can be a little overwhelming, especially on fights like Paragons.
Yeah, exactly.
It's as long as a fucking Bible, so I can see why they have done it. Other windows that have been updated is the bank. Not a massive update. All they've done is just introduce a new tab. But I really like this. They've introduced a tab that's 98 slots big, so it's ginormous.
Right.
But it's only for reagents.
What, for your professions? Like,
yeah.
like ore and like herbs and all that kind of stuff.
And you might be sitting there now thinking, well, I'm not a miner. I'm not a herbalist. I don't do gathering professions. Well, your garrisons are going to be doing that for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So having this bank tab is going to be really, really useful in Warlords. So I really like that system. They've also done the same thing for the void storage, except all they've given you is an extra tab.
I haven't even used the void storage once.
I use it.
Really?
Yeah, mine's completely full.
I don't even know how it works. Like, I remember covering it in like the 4.3, like all the way back.
Yeah,
then.
that was a long time ago.
I don't even know what it does. Like, what you have to pay to put your items in?
You pay to put your item in it, and you can take your item out for free. Although initially you had to pay to take it out as well.
Oh my
god. That. But yeah, the void storage is still a nice little system, especially if your bags are like mine on live. Holy shit. But yeah, they're giving us an extra tab, so that's going to help some people. It's going to help me. They've also changed the escape menu options. The system one is actually unchanged. The interface options are also unchanged. Apart from, as we explained in FatBoss Weekly a couple of weeks ago, you can actually change the character models to the old ones.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually using this. I did test it out because someone asked me while I was live streaming. They were like, oh, how does it change your performance and everything? So I turned it off, and I didn't actually get a noticeable performance change. In all fairness, I was sitting at like quite a happy 45 frames a second, and on the alpha while I was streaming, that ain't that bad. That ain't too shabby. So I was quite happy with that. So it didn't actually change at all. However, like, I imagine it might help you out if you are having like real lag issues.
I mean, Blizzard said that they do have slight FPS fears with the new models for people who are using older machines.
Yeah.
So they've put this option in just in case people are having problems with the new skins.
And it's really quick as well. It's like pretty snappy. It's like you don't have to wait around.
It changes almost instantly. But the main thing they've done with the escape options is that they've changed the key bindings completely. So instead of it being one huge long list now, it now has a separate menu on the left-hand side, which you can go through, which I like. It's obviously something that should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because scrolling through it all is a complete pain in the ass. There's no option for add-ons just yet. I think that's probably because we don't have any add-ons installed on the alpha.
Yeah, you can't install them yet.
Yeah, there's no add-ons at all, but they are bringing in an add-on control panel as well.
Oh, right. So this is similar to the, the actual add-on called add-on control panel, where you can actually disable your add-ons in-game instead of having to keep logging off.
Yeah, except this will allow you to do it with all add-ons, whereas that particular add-on will only limit it to certain add-ons.
Yeah.
So yeah, in Warlords, if you do want to configure a certain add-on that you have installed, you won't need to log out anymore, which is pretty decent. I like that idea.
Now, bags have changed as well. Now, this was covered at BlizzCon as well, and I'm sure loads of add-ons do. Pretty much all of these changes, like, add-ons can pretty much do, but it's nice it's already in the game. Like, they've actually put it in there properly. But the way it's going to work is that you can kind of set, like, each bag, and you can configure what loot goes into what bag. So you can have a bag that will pick up all of your junk, one bag for all of your, like, I don't know, armor, one for all the consumables, all that kind of stuff. And what else you can do, there's, like, a cleanup button on your backpack, and when you hit that, it will completely sort your bags out for you.
Yeah, so if you haven't sorted your bags while you are looting random shit...
That's what I do all the time.
Yeah, exactly the same. You can then configure your bags to say, right, this is where the junk goes. You hit the auto-sort button and it will throw everything in that particular bag.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems really good. It seems nice. Again, it functions. So yeah, I have no real issue with this. It's good, in my opinion.
Nice little quality of life change.
Outlines Lawrence. So WoW's now turned into Borderlands.
Yeah, the game is now Borderlands.
I'm enjoying Borderlands now. Borderlands Alpha.
They've made it, when you hover over targets now, there is now different outlines to them. Mm-hmm. And this is something that crept up. This is something that hadn't been announced by Blizzard or anything like that. You just logged into the alpha and then suddenly they were there.
Yeah.
So when you hover over a attackable unit, so hostile units or monsters or whatever, you get a red outline. Friendly NPCs is a green line. Friendly players is a light bluish color. Quest objects now show it as a transparent ghost-like object where, you can see this is exactly where it needs to go.
Yeah, that's mainly for, like, placeable things.
Yeah, that's mainly for, like, putting flags down, as you saw on the Garrison video very early on. Or if they don't have this ghost-like transparent figure, then instead it will be a white outline instead. And you're probably thinking, well, where has the item sparkle gone? That does actually still exist in the game.
Yay.
But it's only for treasures that are hidden out in the world.
Which there are quite a lot of.
So it's just to make them more noticeable, I think.
Yeah, I think the glow about it, like I think maybe reserving it for like these special items is a bit, it makes it stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like say you are doing a quest and you got to pick up like thousands of boxes, you might not notice the chest that contains some garrison materials or a garrison plan or whatever in it. So I think that's a really nice change, to be honest. But overall, I think that the outlines, I don't really get the point.
Yeah,
really.
I don't think they're entirely necessary. I remember when I first logged in, I thought, I don't really like these. But as I started to play more and more, I sort of got used to them.
I've like spent 20 hours on the alpha, and I still don't I just don't notice it anymore. But I imagine it could maybe be helpful in like when there's a lot of mobs on top of each other, because you can actually see which mob you're actually targeting. So say like normally you just see the red circle underneath them, and sometimes that doesn't or the nameplate. And if you haven't got like the V targeting thing, so you have the the nameplate above them, or you can't see the circle on the floor because of texture clipping and stuff, which actually happens quite a lot in this game, it's kind of nice to have another indication of what the hell you're targeting.
And just to note, they can be disabled. So love them or hate them, you can disable them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much everything at the moment. All the new UI changes and all the new tabs and all the new menus. That's it at the moment. Of course, it's very early alpha. There's going to be loads more stuff probably coming out.
Things could change.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure things will change as well.
I mean, out of all the changes they've done, I do like most of them.
I think I like all of them, to
the
be
outlines
honest.
are a little unnecessary, maybe. But they're just nice quality of life changes. They're things that should have been done a long fucking time ago.
Well, it's good that they're done now,
But at least they're done now, yeah. But that's all we got time for in this video, guys. As more shit is released, of course, we're going to cover it.
Yep.
So we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching.